There's a special place tucked away in the rolling green hills of central Italy. It's a small town called Serenita. When you visit, you might not notice what makes it different at first. You'll see the beautiful old stone buildings. You'll smell fresh bread baking in the local bakery. You'll hear the happy chatter of people in the main square, the piazza. But if you look closely at the heavy wooden doors, you will see something is missing. There are no shiny new locks. In Serenita, for as long as anyone can remember, people simply do not lock their doors. This is not a rule, but a way of life that comes from a deep and powerful sense of community. This unique practice started generations ago. The town was small and isolated, so everyone knew each other. They were more than just neighbors. They were like a very large, extended family. If someone needed help, another person was always there to offer it without a second thought. This tradition of helping and trusting one another was passed down from parents to children. Over many years, it became the foundation of their society. The idea of locking a door against a neighbor felt strange and unfriendly. It was like putting up a wall in a place where everyone wanted to be open and connected. So the locks were forgotten and the doors remained open. Today, this tradition continues, even as the world outside changes. New families sometimes move to Serenita, perhaps looking for a quieter life away from the big cities. At first, they might feel a little nervous about leaving their homes unlocked. It is a very different way of thinking. But they quickly learn that in Serenita, safety does not come from a metal lock. It comes from the people around them. They see children playing freely in the streets until dusk. They see packages left on front steps for hours, untouched. This tangible sense of security is more powerful than any lock and key they have ever owned. Visiting Serenita feels like stepping back into a simpler, more trusting time. It shows us that a community's strength is not in its defenses, but in its connections. The unlocked doors are a symbol of something much bigger. They represent a belief in the goodness of people. They are a daily reminder that everyone in the town is part of a shared life, responsible for one another's well-being. This little town offers a powerful lesson. It teaches us that the safest neighborhoods are not the ones with the most locks, but the ones with the most trust. It's a beautiful and inspiring way to live, full of peace and genuine human connection. In Serenita, trust is the invisible glue that holds everything together. It is not just a nice idea, it is something people practice every single day. When a resident goes to the local market, they might leave their purse on a cafe table to save their spot. They know it will be there when they get back. Farmers leave boxes of fresh vegetables by the side of the road with a small jar for money. People take what they need and leave the correct payment without anyone watching them. This is the honor system, and it works perfectly here because everyone values honesty and respects their neighbors. This level of trust is rare and precious. This deep trust creates an incredible sense of safety. The fear of crime, which is a constant worry in many other places, simply does not exist here. Parents do not worry when their children go out to play. They know that every adult in the town is looking out for them. If a child falls and scrapes their knee, the nearest person will help them, clean the cut, and walk them home. This collective responsibility for the children's safety means they can grow up with a wonderful sense of freedom. They explore the woods, play games in the piazza, and learn about their world without being afraid. The local police officer, Officer Matteo, has a very different job than officers in big cities. He spends most of his day talking with residents, sharing a coffee, or helping to organize community events. His main role is not to fight crime, but to maintain the positive relationships that keep the town peaceful. He knows every family by name. If there is a small disagreement between neighbors, he helps them talk it out and find a solution together. He is seen as a friend and a helper, not just a figure of authority. His presence reinforces the town's values of communication and mutual respect. This environment of trust and safety profoundly changes how people live their lives. They are less stressed and more relaxed. They are more open and willing to connect with others because they do not have to be on guard all the time. This openness leads to stronger friendships and a more vibrant community life. People in Serenita share their joys and their struggles. If someone is sick, neighbors will bring them food and check on them. If a family is celebrating a special occasion, the whole town feels like part of the celebration. Trust is the foundation upon which this happy and supportive life is built.
What shall we do with the
A typical day in Serenita begins with the sounds of a community waking up together. The baker, Marco, leaves his shop's door open as he prepares the morning bread, and the warm, inviting smell drifts down the street. People on their way to work stop by not just to buy a loaf, but to share a quick story or a laugh. No one is in a rush. Down the lane, Maria is tending to her garden. She leaves her gate open, and often a neighbor will wander in to admire her flowers or ask for a bit of gardening advice. These small, friendly interactions are woven into the fabric of daily life, creating a constant feeling of connection and belonging. The town's values are taught to children from a very young age. At the small, local school, teachers emphasize cooperation and empathy as much as they do reading and math. Students work together on projects, learning to share ideas and support one another. On the playground, older children are encouraged to look after the younger ones. If there is a dispute over a game, they are taught to talk through their problems and find a fair compromise. These lessons learned in childhood become lifelong habits. They grow up understanding that being part of a community means being kind, responsible, and helpful to others. Community events are the heart of Serenita's social life, reinforcing the bonds that keep the town safe. Every season brings a new festival. There is the Spring Festival to celebrate the new flowers, a Summer Festival with outdoor movies in the piazza, and a Harvest Festival in the autumn. Everyone participates. Families cook large meals to share, musicians play traditional songs, and people dance late into the night. These gatherings are more than just fun parties. They are important rituals that remind everyone of their shared identity and their commitment to each other. They strengthen the feeling that we are all in this together. This strong social fabric is the town's best defense against crime. In a place where everyone knows each other, anonymity is impossible. A stranger is noticed immediately, not with suspicion, but with curiosity. People will greet them with a friendly buongiorno and ask if they need help finding their way. This welcoming attitude, combined with the fact that everyone is always looking out for one another, makes Serenita a very unattractive place for anyone with bad intentions. The town stays safe not because of walls or alarms, but because of its web of caring human relationships. It is a powerful, living security system. The unlocked doors of Serenita are more than just a quaint custom. They are a powerful symbol of a different way of living. For the people here, trust is not a risk. It is an investment that pays back in happiness and peace of mind. Consider the story of Elena, a young artist who moved to the town. One afternoon, she accidentally left her wallet, full of cash and cards, at the outdoor market. She only realized it hours later and was filled with panic. But when she returned, the market owner, Sophia, was waiting for her with a smile. She had kept the wallet safe, knowing Elena would be back. This experience taught Elena that her well-being was protected by the entire community. This deep-seated trust shapes every aspect of life. It reduces daily anxiety and allows people to focus on more positive things, like their families, their hobbies, and their relationships. Children grow up with a healthy, optimistic view of the world because they are surrounded by kindness and support. The elderly feel secure and valued, knowing that a neighbor is always just an open door away if they need help. This creates a cycle of generosity. Because people feel safe and cared for, they are more likely to be caring and generous toward others. Kindness becomes the normal and expected way to behave. So why does this system work so well in Serenita? It is a combination of factors. The town's small size is important, as it allows for personal relationships to flourish. The shared history and cultural values provide a strong foundation of common ground. But most importantly, it works because the residents actively choose to make it work every single day. They choose to trust each other. They choose to participate in their community. They choose to solve problems with conversation instead of conflict. They are active creators of their own peaceful environment. The story of Serenita offers a beautiful and hopeful lesson for the rest of the world. While it may not be possible for every city and town to leave their doors unlocked, we can all learn from their spirit. We can start by getting to know our own neighbors. We can build small circles of trust on our own streets. We can choose to be more helpful and to believe in the good of others. Serenita reminds us that the strongest communities are not built from brick and stone, but from trust, kindness, and the simple, powerful connections between people. It shows us that a more trusting world is possible. One open door at a time.